Dangerously cheesy. Dangerously cheesy.
Hello, everybody. Scree, welcome in. Hello, Bamari. Hello, Jay. Hope y'all are doing well. I know Saturdays have been Monster High, Doll Yap days, but we didn't really have anything prepared for this week. We gotta do a little bit of prep work before our next Doll Yap stream. So, since I got a lot of art to get done, I figured I'll just get some art done. It's great. So, I guess let's just get into it. Let's see, do I want to put on an album? Trying to decide what I'm in the mood for musically. Scree, wow, you're so right. I think I'll put on The Cure, maybe. Maybe. I feel like I'm running out of stuff to play on stream that I haven't already played before. Maybe I'll just put on my synth playlist. That's a little broader. Here we go. Yeah, how's everyone doing? To Basement Myth, are you? I'm sorry to hear that, Jay. Trying to make this ponytail a little thinner so it makes sense. I showed this to Milfy and she said she loved it, which is great. And we talked about the scent. I asked her what she think the scent would be, and she was like, the first thing that comes to mind is blue raspberry, but like I can wish I had like a funny idea. And because she mentioned something berry related, my brain was like, what if it was like, instead of booberry, it was like boob-berry, you know? You know? So she said it's up to me which one I end up choosing. So I haven't decided yet, but I mean the pun. The pun, you know? Jay says, restless and bored, but also can't focus to actually do anything. Nothing sounds good enough to find motivation. Feel isolated, but also that I'm always the only one who messages anyone and don't want to be annoying. Jay, I'm gonna tell you as somebody who also has felt that, like, oh, people don't message me, so that means they don't want to talk to me. A lot of us are just stuck in our own heads. A lot of us are just like, oh, I don't. If you're saying that you don't want to be annoying, but like, think about how many other people around you also are feeling that way about themselves. So like, it's really easy to see and be like, oh, I'm always the one that reaches out to this person first, so clearly they must hate me. And like, you know, I think a lot of the times that's not remotely the case. I think it really is people get stuck in their head. I am somebody who, for a long time, my anxiety ruled my life, and I didn't know how to reach out to people because I had that persistent, oh, they don't actually want to be around me, I'm boring, I'm, you know, annoying, I'm X, Y, or Z. And you know, like, it is like, nobody likes to feel like I'm the only one that reaches out to people, and you know, if I stopped messaging people, then I would just like cease to be, and just, you know, it's not a great feeling. I understand it. I've been there, but just remember that a lot of people are going through a lot of things. A lot of people have stresses. A lot of people have, you know, crazy inboxes, schedules, whatever. And just if you like feel like someone's like pulling away or not like not wanting to hang out, you can ask to be like, hey, like I'm just feeling a little self-conscious, like do you like hanging out with me or whatever, you know? Like I think we need to just kind of be more willing to have those conversations with one another instead of letting our anxiety like control the narrative. Again, speaking as somebody who has done that for a long time, and I'm still unlearning years of anxiety to learn how to reach out to people, and I still like, because I still struggle with reaching out to people, and I like see people around me like making friends really easily with one another, and like I try to get involved, but I kind of just always feel like an outsider wherever I go. But like I feel like a lot of us feel that way, you know? So like you are not alone in feeling that way, and I assure you, you are not annoying people. You know? I see everyone who I consider friends post on socials all the time, going out to places and hanging out with other people, but when I message anyone, I typically get left on red, or they don't try to carry the convo. When I try to plan anything with anyone, I don't get a straight answer, availability, or they end up canceling. And again, you know, I'm speaking more from the perspective of most of my social life is on Discord currently. And I am somebody who I've been trying to make IRL friends, and I keep canceling on them because of my chronic pain. And that's definitely sending a certain message to them, even though I try to tell them, hey, I'm so sorry, you know, XYZ happened, but anybody is going to feel bad about getting canceled on more than once. So like I've been the perpetrator of that, and as much as it, you know, eats me up, I kind of just have to be like, well, either this person's going to be understanding, or I just have to live with the fact that I kind of fucked up that interaction. But I don't know, if you have like IRL friends who like have a social life and they're including each other and not including you, then like, again, you can either talk to them or, you know, like, I guess like just kind of write them off as like, well, you know, they're not true friends. But I really say like, we got to be less afraid of talking to each other about these kind of things, because a good friend will be more than okay with assuaging their friends' anxieties, you know? Like, I'm not going to be insulted if someone comes to me and they're like, hey, like, we haven't talked in a while, like, and I just, like, feel, you know, self-conscious about that, like, you know, and I would be happy to be like, hey, like, it's not you, it's, you know, we're all struggling, and I'm sorry for my inability to like initiate things and all that. IDK, it just feels to me like everyone has an IRL social life, but me, both current friends and potential friends. Jay, I don't have a fucking IRL social life at all. I just told you I've been trying to get one and I have been failing. I do not leave the house except for grocery store and doctor's appointments. I have tried reaching out to people, and I live like a short train ride away from the city, and I've been trying to talk to people. I get ghosted. I get, you know, conversations trail off. And the few people that we have gotten all the way to like making plans, we just like aren't connecting for one reason or another. So I'm dealing with the like, I feel like an alien trying to make friends and failing, you know? All the people I want to be able to see IRL. Yeah, like, I can't speak for your IRL friend group, but, like, if you're feeling that way, like, again, I kind of threw out a friend group because instead of trying to sit down and talk to them about something that happened, I just assumed that they all hated me, and I cut everybody off, even if they weren't involved in the thing that happened. Like, I can go into it a little bit, because I don't think it's going to be very, like, telling of what happened, but, like, I had a friend, and we had known each other since middle school, and, she moved in with me for a time. And we had some problems with her as a roommate, and they came to a head at during a really not great situation. And we ended up having to ask her to move out. And she did not take that, you know, kindly, and she basically badmouthed me to all of our mutual friends, and they took her side without ever hearing my side. And there was one person that I tried to talk to, and they kind of like brushed me off and was like, they were basically laughing about the fact that I tried to talk to this girl. So I just, because of that, anybody that was associated with these people, I just cut them off. And that wasn't fair of me to do. I was hurt by how I was being treated by the two people in particular. But I let my anxiety tell me, well, if this girl fell for the narrative that was spun without hearing me out, then they're clearly all going to feel that way. So I just withdrew, and I like unfriended everybody. I just like disappeared. And, you know, that still bothers me sometimes to this day, because I do think that's something that, like, that was a mistake of mine. You know, and maybe it wasn't, but I do sometimes wonder, like, was I the one in the wrong in that situation for cutting people off? And, you know, it's just, I've let anxiety like that rule my life for so long, so I'm trying my best to not be like that anymore. But it is still sometimes, like I said, I feel like a freaking alien with a glass window in between me and everybody that I'm trying to connect to. But then I also remember, like, oh, from their perspective, I'm just some quiet weirdo that never reaches out to them. So they must think I'm like cold and uncaring. And it sucks, because I'm not. I'm the opposite of that. But I know how it comes off when you're not extroverted, when you're very, you know, quiet and you wait for people to come to you. A lot of people will take that as, oh, this person is like, they're busy and they don't care about me, so I'm just, you know, gonna ignore them. And so I feel like I've missed a lot of connections because of my anxiety. And I don't know, I kind of wish I had learned to, like, talk to people about these anxieties sooner. Because now I'm a little less afraid to go to somebody and be like, hey, like, I'm feeling this way about this interaction. Like, I'm just, like, checking in with you, you know, to see. And, you know, people have been able to assuage my anxieties because I've been honest about when, like, something is happening and I'm not feeling very good about it. I don't know, I'm trying to find a way to talk about it. I don't know if I'm just kind of, like, rambling and not making sense. But hi, Peaches. Hi, Sabriel. I see Metal was in here. Raya's in here. Thank you for the head pats. I'm gonna say this wrong. Zaracles? I think under the circumstances it was an understandable reaction. Communication's key to maintaining healthy friendships/relationships, though it definitely isn't always easy. I always tell friends if I don't reach out first, it's because I'm anxious that I'm going to be a bother to. Yeah, Pixie, that is exactly how I felt for so many years, and I still feel that way sometimes. But even if I'm not consciously feeling that way, it does still, like, old habits die hard, you know? Like, it's really hard to unlearn those things. And for me, it is hard being in the, you know, VTuber scene, because it is like, you know, extroverts will be able to talk to more people and be a part of more things and, like, not be afraid to, like, reach out to new people and initiate things and what have you, and I'm just not really that person. So I don't know. It's hard to, you know, unlearn years of feeling a certain way. It's the CPTSD and ongoing repeat validating experiences. It's only when I'm close with someone I start sending DMs about random things. I can't even do that with like people I care about. Like, I don't know how to DM people randomly. It's like, if I see like a piece of art or something to do with something that I know someone loves, I will do my best to be like, hey, here's like your favorite Pokemon. Hey, here's this thing from this game you love. But it's so contingent on, like, how much time am I spending on, like, Tumblr and Blue Sky and have something to share. But if I'm just, like, kind of, like, you know, in my own space and not coming across those things, I just don't feel like I have anything worthwhile to say sometimes. And sometimes I do try to just message people and be like, hey, how are you? But I feel like I always do that for people who, like, they're not doing well and they don't like being asked that, and then I feel crappy. I don't know. I used to feel that way, but my anxiety pivoted from what if I annoy my friends to what if I don't tell them how much I care about them and something bad happens. I feel that, but I can tell you a lot of people are comfortable and enjoy quieter streams too. I mean, it's not just about my streams, it's about, like, my general, like, social life. Thank you for the Cheeto. But I've really tried to learn over the years how to be more open with people and not be afraid to, like, share these kind of anxieties. But I think, again, like, I think if you're worried that a friend is not hanging out with you as much and you feel like, oh, they're pulling away from me, clearly I'm the problem, you might be surprised to, you know, reach out to them and find out that they're actually going through something that you might not know about, you know, something that they've been, like, bottling up or trying to keep hidden. So I'm basically just trying to assuage the worries of, like, people are not all out against you, and, you know, maybe there is a chance that, like, you know, if you feel left out of a friend group, maybe they are shitty, maybe they are leaving you out on purpose and that's not a good fit, but you can't know unless you, like, you know, try to interact and be upfront and honest. Where is this line coming from? Hello? Why are you there? Yeah, having a social life can be really hard, especially if you're online only, like I am. Then it's even easier to read into things, you know, and mistake somebody's tone, mistake somebody's online interactions. I don't know. Oftentimes something's just going on in their private lives. Yeah, like, so many people, they might, like, on social media and on their streams and stuff like that, like, they might seem okay, but they could be, like, going through a really massive depressive episode and just hiding it really well, you know? So I try to be a lot more understanding if, like, somebody has not been good at reaching out to me. So there is an example recently of, I have a friend who is, like, leaves me on red for, like, over a week at a time, and I specifically asked them, like, hey, I understand if you don't have the spoons to have a full conversation, but can you at least give me, like, a, hey, I saw your message and I'll message you when I have more energy, and they haven't been doing that, and I'm trying my best to be understanding, but, like, stuff like that can hurt when it happens repeatedly. But they do have stuff going on in their life, so I'm really trying to just, like, accept that that's where they're at right now. But it is not easy to take, you know, take those things not personally sometimes. But you just gotta communicate, you know, you just gotta be open about it and not let the your brain twist it into something that it might not be, or to get to the bottom of whatever's going on. Hi Vivi, thank you for the Cheeto. Useful site is Goblin Tools. It has a judge function that breaks down messages and their tone. The disability and poverty tag team do be putting folks in the homebound gallows. I have one friend who basically ignored me for a full year over a misunderstanding. I kept showing up for streams, sending happy DMs. Eventually they felt bad because I was just so genuinely and obliviously being their friends. We worked things out in 5 minutes. Yeah. You'd be really surprised at how many issues could be worked out if the communication happens earlier in the process instead of letting, like, resentment rise and stuff like that. I'm guilty of that and typically try to at least drop an emoji react, so it's like, I did see this, sorry, I can't respond, shorthand. That's how I engage on Discord servers a lot, because I'm in too many servers to keep up with, so I leave reacts on things. Like, if someone posts art and I just don't really have, like, the energy to be like, oh, this is what I specifically like about this, I, you know, drop an emoji just to be like, hey, someone saw what you did and is acknowledging it. That's why I'm glad Discord doesn't tell me if people have read my messages. I can have the benefit of the doubt that sometimes they just didn't see it. You know, something that I do is that if I have a message in my inbox and I've seen, like, the start of it and I know it's something that I'm gonna need to, like, read thoroughly and make a response to, or, like, I know they're, like, sending me a video that I need to have time to sit down and watch, I don't open the message, so I try my best to leave that little red notification in my, like, you know, notification bar. And it doesn't always work, but sometimes it helps. But sometimes my brain glazes over it and gets used to the little notification. But I don't like leaving people, you know, like they, you know, wrote a message that they, you know, clearly want me to spend time responding to in some way. And I don't want to, like, disrespect their time by not giving it my full attention. But, you know, sometimes it is just, like, my brain's not ready to sit down and do that. If we've properly communicated, a whole year of our lives could have been resolved. Yeah, I mean, just, like, how many people in here could even, like, speak to the, like, you know, feeling like, I think we all feel like we struggle with social stuff. Even extroverted people who seem like they are confident and stuff, they still struggle internally. There's just so many things we end up not seeing or knowing, and we're not mind readers, so, like, you know, we can't know unless people communicate these things. A friend group of mine started pulling away. I tried for nearly 2 years to keep talking to them, but they barely ever responded. They blamed their ADHD for not responding to messages over months. Ended up breaking it off with them. Yeah, I've had someone who recently, every time they take a week or 2 weeks to get back to me, every single time it's, oh, my ADHD. And it's like, okay, but at what point, you know, at what point do we say that, like, you know, what is... I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Just, like, if it's gonna be the same reason every single time and there's no attempts at improvement, like, I've had people be like, oh, like, I'm bad at responding to messages, and they just say that point blank, and they don't ever try. They just tell people, oh, you're not gonna hear from me, basically, and, like, they're just resolved to be like, that's how I am, and I'm not going to ever attempt to change this. I'm like, okay. Oh, well, it's always a good time for a pronoun roll call. But thank you for the boop, thank you for the head pats. You know, if you have someone that you keep reaching out to and they keep on not responding, you need to call them out on that. You need to be like, hey, I have tried reaching out to you for months and you have not been responding. Like, is everything okay? And how they respond to that, I think, will inform what you should do, instead of, you know, keeping it to yourself and letting anxiety rule, like, what you're, you know, what you're gonna do. I've known people who are just like, yeah, I'm a bad friend, and, like, that's not an intrinsic trait, that's a choice. What the fuck do you mean you made that a part of your identity? It's like when they're resigned to it, yeah, that's exactly the thing. Like, when people just say, oh, well, I'm not good at this thing, and don't say, like, but I'm working on it, and, like, you know, like again, like, I've said that I'm not good at reaching out to people first. I'm not good at initiating messages out of the blue, but I'm aware of this, and I know that I'm, you know, I've been trying to work on it for years. And I even, like, I see people on, like, you know, like, post somewhere being like, oh, like, I wish, like, I feel like people could reach out to me. I usually try to, like, my inbox is open, but, like, I also gotta be the one to also be in their inbox, too. And it's just sometimes struggling to know the words to, like, actually do that. I called them out and they blame the ADHD. Yeah, like, again, like, I understand, you know, neurospicy, you know, and other various things like chronic pain for me is a big thing that's kind of like frying my brain. But you have to just keep trying, you know? Me posting a Jeff Goldblum gift to get my point across. Hi, Yamano. Thank you for the wife smooches. She's not back yet, but I will hit her with those when she gets here. I have such a hard time reaching out to friends, but there are a few friends I feel like I can be myself and reach out to randomly. Yeah, and I do really love when a friend just like is randomly in my inbox and like has something to say, whether it's something pertinent or not. Like I do enjoy that, and I'm trying to remind myself that I can do the same, but years of feeling like a bother is very, very difficult to unlearn. Depression's my thing, but I usually respond the same day if I'm not busy. And, none of us should be available 24/7, so you shouldn't have to feel bad for needing even, like, a few days or a week to, like, be able to say something or do something. But if you know that you're going to need a significant amount of time, like, communicating that goes a long way so that someone isn't feeling like they're being ignored. Mine tends to be the take this YouTube short, it makes me think of you. Yeah, like, if I see a link, if I see a video or a piece of art or something that reminds me of somebody, that's when I'm like, let me drop this in your lap. But it's the randomly, like, initiating conversation, because, like, not a lot of people share my specific interests, and I don't want to put them on the spot by being like, how are you doing? If they don't want to answer that question. I would say there's a handful of people I regularly message / talk to every day, but I get around to everyone eventually, and definitely give people a heads up. Help if you're in a bad way. Still dog sitting. Kira upset that she didn't get to sleep next to me last night, so she's pinned me a couple times today and been playful. Usually I'm free and have nothing but streaming, and I will tell them if they don't see it. They usually all respond to DMs when I stream because it bothers me to have notifications. Yeah, I am a I need my notifications clear kind of fella, so that's why I try to do the, like, if I know I'm gonna need to come back to a message later, I just don't open it, because that notification will bug me until I clear it. I have all my servers muted and notifications off other than my own server, my D&D server. Yeah, that's what I do too, is I only have push notifications on for my own server and, like, one or two smaller, slower ones. I have the AFI Discord, fan Discord server do push notifications because I need to know when something big happens in the AFI fandom. But, yeah, I am very much, like, having notifications drives me insane, and I'm also in way too many servers to keep up with all of them, so I have, like, a handful that I check daily, and then I have a bunch more that I just check, like, when I'm bored and have nothing better to do but to scroll through a bunch of messages. But it's also difficult for me to know how to jump in on a conversation, especially, like, there are servers populated by people who are on Discord 24/7, and if you walk into a conversation and there's 200 plus messages and you see that they were talking about something that you would have loved to have talked about, but the conversation has now moved on, that deflates me. That makes me feel like, damn it, I missed out on being able to actually participate in the thing I could have had things to say, and now, like, that ship has sailed. And I've mentioned that before to people like that, and they tell me, oh, you can revive a message at any time, but usually what happens is I say something, and then maybe I get a single response, and then that's it, the conversation's dead from there. So, like, it is sad to feel left out of stuff like that, because I'm not as chronically online. I mean, I'm online quite a lot, but, like, I have a low social battery at times because of my chronic pain. So I don't like being glued to my phone all the time. I folder so many of them so I can hide the alert dot other than the red one telling me there's a ping. Yeah. Yeah, the random red dot on the Discord is fine, but like if it's that number and it's like something's in my inbox, I'm like that will drive me nuts until I address it. I'm bad at Discord convos. If it's my D&D group, we all still respond to closed convos. That's because half of us are Canadian, the other half's Australian, so we're really aware of the time zone issues. I'm getting, like, no art done. That's okay. We're talking about important stuff. I don't like that. Just destroy your sleep schedule every few months and cycle through time zone friendships. Yeah, my current sleep schedule is that I stay up really, really late because I like the quiet of middle of the night slash very, very early morning, and I do have a lot of like West Coast friends or friends with fucky sleep schedules that I can hang out with online. But I also do not have my own space, so I can't be on phone calls after a certain time. So I end up missing out on things sometimes because of that. Where are the leggings? There they are. $62. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to these leg warmers, but just gonna do my best. pop-up in chat. Yeah, catch that hop of metal. Yeah, metal got the hop up. Let's go.
Dangerously cheesy.
Hi, Shy. Welcome in. How are you? I don't like this. Clear. Oh, my legs were shrimped a little bit. You cast vicious tomfoolery at me? A little bat? You know what? Let me do the shading on the legs before I get too ahead of myself. Thank you for wife smooches. She's not back yet, but nice to have a little stockpile when she does get back here. A Mary raid? What's my alert? There it is. There it is. Hi, Mary. Hello, raiders. Welcome in. Hello again, Metal. Welcome in, everybody. Happy affiliate anniversary, Mary. I hope you had a great time on the open seas. Welcome in. If anyone is new here, my name is Trashbat Char. My pronouns are they, them. You can call me Char, you can call me Trashbat. I primarily do art streams, just like I'm doing tonight, although sometimes I do some other stuff. I'm currently doing an art fight attack, which is a revenge art fight attack against Milfy, who a lot of you may recognize. We're turning her into a Stinko Pop because I love her design and I want to do all the ribbons and stuff. So, welcome in. I hope you had a great time. Sleepy as heck from a 7-hour stream. Mary, please go get some rest, please. You know the whole spiel. You don't gotta stick around just because you rated in. Make sure you take care of yourself. Proud of you for doing such a long stream. That's really hard to do. I get up to 5 hours and I'm like, oh, I can't move.
Dangerously cheesy.
Hi, Nexus. Welcome in.
Dangerously cheesy.
Thank you for the Cheeto, Mary. But I hope everyone out there is having a nice Saturday. We got chill vibes in here. We've been chatting, we've been chilling. We're gonna see if I have the brain power to finish this tonight. Because sometimes something looks a little easier than it ends up being, and my brain ends up not just like, just sitting there being like, what do I do now?
How about this one? I call it
Bold and brash.
More like belongs in the trash.
That's me. You asked me for my sacrifice. I am winter bone. Gonna have a lot of ribbons to add shadows and highlights to. Capybara fact. Capybara are social animals and live in groups ranging from 10 to 20 individuals. Sorry about so good. Hmm. Did I do this all on one layer? No, I didn't. Excellent. Did I not? Ah, I thought I fixed my timer message. Oh well. Dolphin fact too. The melon fatty organ on the dolphin's forehead plays a key role in focusing echolocation signals. It's great. Hi Anoki, welcome in. How are you? Hi yourself, cutie. It's good to see you. I hope you are having a nice Saturday. I apologize if I'm a little quiet. I'm a little tired today. Oh, it's Sunday for you. Well, happy Sunday. Playing with Sari functions. It's a good bot. Yeah. Hmm. Are those not the same base color? Let me see. Maybe they are lighter. There's a lot of Crew Shadow songs coming up. These are so tiny that I'm like not even sure if I should do as many highlights as I'm trying to do. Just kind of keep it simple. And wipe the tears away. Alright, that's good enough for now. Let's get the shading on this part next. And we have an ad break coming in a couple minutes. So I will take a BRB when that hits. Thank you for the lurk medal.
Dangerously cheesy.
Hi Mads, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for the head taps. Water. Oh, I'll do that stretch when my ad break comes in, because it's going to be here in less than a minute. But thank you. Don't mind me just taking care of the back. I appreciate it. I need to be taken care of like a Tamagotchi.
dangerously cheesy.
Hi, Mommet. Welcome in. I do apologize. Ad break is about to hit. So hopefully you hear my hello before it hits. But I hope you're doing well. Cheeto time. The best time. Wife's gonna drown in kisses sooner or later. You're not wrong. Alright, ad break is coming in. I just want to finish this part that I'm working on here. Alright, and I will fix that part later. But, I'm gonna go stretch my bones. My water looks fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a good stretch, so I'll see you guys in a few. Scream!
Dangerously cheesy.
Welcome back from ads, and hi, Kiri. Welcome in. Thank you for the Cheeto. Mama said Milfy looks so cute. Thank you. I'm really trying to do justice to her adorable design. It's got a lot of little bits and bobs, so my brain is kind of soupy today, and I'm trying my best to figure it all out. But yeah. Well, how is everyone doing? Let me know if you're getting up to anything. Being calm and rational with the smooches. As much as you can be, right? It's You know, I probably need to actually put on something that I can sing along to because I'm so soup brain, and just having something that I can kind of like focus on will help keep me a little more in line. I thought this Baja Blast would have kicked in by now, but I guess it's not helping the sleepies. Alright, I'm gonna let this song play because I like this song. And then I'm gonna put on a Black Audio album because I know who I am. Calm and Rational can be so different between people. Yeah, for you, like your level of Calm and Rational compared to your usual. I got you. Alright, now let's see. Can we keep it at the nice number till she gets back here? Or is someone gonna be silly? Let us find out. Alright. Those are shaded. Let me get the highlight color for this. Which I think I was doing like a peachy white. Get to 69 before she arrives. Hi, I'm the silly. Are you gonna break the 69? Because that's what I'm saying. Is someone gonna be silly and come in here and be like, just kidding? Oh. Okay. I see what I did wrong there. Yeah, that looks fine. What about... that's on a different layer. What's my layer limit looking like, actually? Just out of curiosity. Oh, 20? I'll probably run out, but that's okay for now. I'm taking all the silly so no one becomes the silly. I wish you luck. I wish you luck, Shy, because there's a lot of sillies in here. I know a lot of silly jesters. Gotta outsmart them one way or another. You gotta, like, reverse psychology them, somehow. That's usually the trick, right? Where are you? Line art layer that I need. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? You're here! Haha, found you. Don't mind me talking to my layers. Oh yeah, I was gonna put an album on. One on the corner of on a dead-end street. You heard them warn her when you first heard of me. You stopped at nothing. Shots ring in the night. I stopped a little short of something right. Well, I've got a growing list. All the names to kill are the same to kiss, and if you look dead late, you'll make it. Well, I've got a growing list, and the skin therein is infinite, and if you got flesh to spare, you're there. Wearing infinite skin. Love on the corner blood on a dead-end street. You had to find her to tell of me. You stopped at nothing, threw down your favorite knife. I stopped a little short of something right. I've got a crewman, list all the names to kill and all the same to kiss, and if you look at me, you'll make it. Yeah, I've got a crewman, list and the skin therein is infinite, and if you got flesh to spare, you're there. Never really growing closer than this.
Dangerously cheesy.
Hi Melivora, welcome in. How are you?